So today's video I shared is a what sold video, and it was my best week ever of reselling. In my 2.5 years, I sold over 41 items. So if you want to see what sold, stay tuned. Hi everyone, it's Stephanie from Queens Resale, and if you are new to my channel, thank you for coming and clicking on me, and if you are returning, thanks for coming back. It does mean a lot to me as I work on building this YouTube channel. So this week was an awesome week. I sold 41 items, which I believe is my most in a week yet, and so I want to continue on with that trend, but that is making my what sold video super long. So if you don't have a snack, a drink, whatever, go ahead and get yourself set up, and then let's go. Let's get into what sold. Starting with Sunday, February 7th, on Poshmark, these Dolce Vita Celine Night boots, size 7, sold for $56 after the $11.20 in fees. In the $2.46 shipping discount that I gave, I was left with $42.34, and those had only been listed about a week. Next up were these Lily Pulitzer shorts, size 16, and they're this plaid, they're called like the Lily Luxe fabric. These were my shorts, but they're too big for me since I've lost weight, but I only wore them like once. So they sold for $35 on Poshmark, and after the $7 in fees and the $2.46 shipping discount, I made $25.54. Next up, I have one of a consignment item. I do list people, friends, and families. Well, I don't really do my family, but my friends. I list their things on consignment in my Poshmark closet, my eBay store, and on Mecari, and I take 60% of the profit and they take 40%. So for Coach Aaron, I sold these Forever 21 jean shorts, size 30 with a floral print. They sold for $12, and after the $2.95 fee, the $2.46 shipping discount, I was left with $6.59. And we'll link her haul up above because I have well over 100 items from her, and so there is plenty left in that haul. Also, another Coach Aaron item are these Nike cropped joggers, size blue. They sold for $14, and after the $2.95 in fees and the $2.46 in shipping discount, I was left with $8.59. Next up, also another Poshmark sale, were these Macunda Capri leggings, size extra small. Now these were donated to me by my friend Wendy, who's given me tons and tons of her two girls' clothing, and her girls are really small, so I have lots of extra small things in my store. These have been listed since July, and they sold for $12, and after the $2.95 fee and the $2.46 in shipping, I was left with $6.59. And then another consignment item, this time from my consignee Krista, who I went to high school with, were these Sperry Sun-Kissed Pearl slide-on sandals. They looked very cute, and I knew that they were perfect for the season. They sold for $31, and after the $6.20 in fees, I was left with $2.46. Nope, I wasn't. And the $2.46 shipping discount, I was left with $22.34. And like I said, my consignees take 40% and I keep the remaining 60%. Next, and those had been listed like less than a week. I listed a bunch of shoes, and I listed the boots and that I started the video with, and these sandals the same day. So it's like amazing that they both sold so quickly. Next up was this Victoria's Secret pink bikini top size extra small. I had actually had this for a long time. It was one of my daughter's items, and so it's probably been at least a summer, a year. Um, well, no, it says I listed it in, I guess I listed it last June, and it didn't sell last summer. So it sold for $10, and after the $2.95 in fees, I was left with $7.05. Next up was this BB Bodycon dress, size extra small. It also sold on Poshmark. All the sales that I've mentioned so far have been on Poshmark. And I picked this up at $1 a day at a local Goodwill not too long ago. And this dress had only been listed since January. I haven't even had time to cross-list it to my other platforms. And it sold for $21. And after the $4.20 in fees and the $2.46 shipping discount, I was left with $14.34. Few more Sunday sales. I love it when I have to flip the page to finish the day. Next up was this BB Dakota striped sheath dress, size 6. I picked this up at one of my favorite consignment shops, and it had been listed since August. It sold for $15, and after the $3 in fees and the $2.46 shipping discount, I was left with $9.54. Then on Mecari, I sold this Jamboree Kids backpack. This was my daughter Jackie's backpack when she was in preschool. She's in 2nd grade now, so we're like a few backpacks beyond this. So it was just sitting around in the closet, and so I decided to sell it. So it sold for $12, and after the $1.85 in fees, I was left with $10.15. Then finally on Sunday were these Tom's Desert Wedge booties. They sold for $17 on eBay, and after the $2.21 in fees, I was left with $14.79, bringing my Sunday total to $167.86 for those 11 items. So just a little story time. When I started reselling, I used to watch other people's YouTube videos to kind of get inspiration and learn about brands and what was selling and all that. And now I'm making videos, not that I'm some like expert or anything, but I remember when I would be excited to sell one item a week. And I sold 11 items in one day. So I said that to say this. If you're just starting off, we all have to start somewhere. Just stick with it. Keep sharing your closet. Once you get comfortable with Poshmark, branch out to other platforms. It's getting dark in here. Maybe I can move. It's not behind me. Yeah. It's a little glare on my glasses. I'm sorry. There's a crazy light without shade, but I'll just look down. But just stick with it, because before you know it, if you're consistent with it, you'll be having great sales days like that also. So $167.83 just on Sunday. And I know like people make that like on one item, but for a small time person like myself, just the amount of growth that I have had in the past year has been exponential. Monday, February 8th, I had 2 sales on Poshmark. I sold these UGG ankle boots, black, size 5. I did pick those up at the bins. They were all muddy. I did throw them in the washer. I did use like my UGG cleaning kit, but they were so bad and muddy. And they're still like, I don't know if you can see on the picture, they're still, I wasn't able to get them completely perfect. That's why I sold them cheaply. So they sold for $21, and after the $4.20 in fees and the $2.46 shipping discount, I was left with $14.34. And also, I sold these Sam Edelman Patty Heeled dress sandals. I've had these listed for almost a year. They sold for $32 after the $6.40 in fees. I was left with $25.60, bringing my total for Monday to $39.94 for those 2 items. So, not a gold star day, but still very respectable day. Then Tuesday, February 9th, Tuesdays tend to be a little slow for me. That's okay. I had one sale and it was on eBay. It was this Loft Factory olive green blouse. It sold for $7. Then after the 91 cents in fees, I was left with 609, which was my grand total for Tuesday, 609, but it still was not a zero sales day. So something is better than nothing. Moving on to Wednesday, February 10th, I had 3 sales. The first was this Ellison casual denim camo print skirt, size 6. This was a consignment item from Erin, and I'll link her haul up above. It had been listed since January, and I accidentally put it on auction. It was so they got a steal of a deal, but it sold for $5.30, and after the 69 cents in fees, we were left with $4.61. Next on eBay was this Massimo Supply and Company, which is a Target brand. It was a large hooded pullover sweatshirt. It had been listed since January, late January, so maybe a couple of weeks. It sold for $10, and after the $1.30 in fees, I was left with $8.70, which that was donated to me by my friend Carly last October, before I started taking consignment. And then next on Poshmark was this Moda Girl off the shoulder romper, size medium, and I'm so glad I was able to find a stock photo for this, because I don't think it would have sold as quickly. It sold in less than a week of listing it. I'm selling rompers, like backless rompers, in January or February, because people are getting ready for their spring trips. So this was one of Coach Erin. So I have 2 Erins. I have Cheer Mom Erin and I have Coach Erin. So Coach Erin's haul, and I'll link that up above. It sold for $20 on Poshmark, and after the $4 in fees and the $2.46 shipping discount, I was left with $13.54, bringing my Wednesday total to $26.85 for those 3 items. Thursday, wow, I sold a lot on Thursday. So Thursday had 9 sales. The first one was on Poshmark, and they were these UGG Australia men brown Oxford shoes, size 12. I had only gotten one other like on them, and they were my friend who I knew she was not going to buy them. She just didn't understand how Poshmark was, and she was liking them because she thought they were cute, but she was not going to buy them. So they sold for $30, and after the $6 in fees, I was left with $24. He sent me an offer, and since they'd been listed for almost a year, I took it. Next up were these Farm Rio Havana flip-flops, size 9-10, new with tags. They are from my consigning Krista, who I will link her haul up above. They sold for $15, and after the $3 in fees, we were left with $12. And so, just so you know, these were new with tags, and they were my size, and I did not keep them. Yes, I love me a flip-flop. Next on Poshmark was this Universal Threads, which is a Target brand, shirt dress, size large. This was part of Coach Erin's haul. It sold for $10, and after the $2.95 in fees, we were left with $7.05. And then next up was this INC black sweatshirt, size large. It sold for $9, and after the $2.95 in fees, we were left with $6.05, and that was donated to me by my friend Carly, and that had been listed since October. The Farm Rios flip-flops had been listed when I listed those other 2 pair of shoes, so my shoes are really going quickly. And the Universal Threads, probably within the last 2 weeks or so. Another one of Krista's items sold on Thursday, which was also listed the same day as the shoes, was this Ava Rio Hazma, I hope I'm saying that correctly, necklace. It sold for $18, and after the $3.60 in fees, I was left with $14.40. My next item was donated to me by Wendy, her daughter Alice, which Alice and my daughter Courtney are going to be roommates next year at Indiana University. They're besties, so she gives me a lot of her clothes. But this Princess Polly skirt, which I thought Princess Polly was like some boutique brand, and really it's just like fast fashion. But it's all good because it sold in less than a day for $14. I normally don't send out offers the same day as I list something, but on this I did on accident, and the person bought it. So after the $2.95 in fees and the $2.46 shipping discount, I was left with $8.59, which I was totally excited about because when I looked up comps, I thought this is gonna sit forever. Next up was one of my bins finds. I had a bins trip where I found a bunch of like jackets and coats and things, and this was one of those things. It was this Dickies men's sharper vest size large. It sold within 2 days of listing, and it was like the work brand of Dickies. It said work in the label. It sold for $17.50, and after the $2.28 in fees, I was left with $15.23. Next up on eBay, I sold this Elodie long sleeve floral print blouse, size large. It sold on auction for $5, and after the 65 cents in fees, I was left with $4.35. And I can't remember where I picked that up. I feel like that was given to, I don't remember where I got that. Sorry. But it hadn't been listed. It'd only been listed since November. I probably got it at $1 a day because that was when I was still thrifting a lot. Next up on eBay were these men's Nevadas, men's oiled Harbor Brown sandals, size 10. I did pick these up at the bins, and I listed them when I listed the other batch of shoes. And I've mentioned this in my other videos, but I'm making 2021 shoes my focus as far as sourcing and my education. I'm really trying to hone in and learn all I can about shoes, from the style names to the brands that sell the best to anything I can about shoes, because I really want to hone in and make that my niche in reselling. Not to say I'm not selling other things, because I am, but I want to kind of take this year and learn everything I can about shoes. So as I deep dive into my shoe research and knowledge, be sure to look for those videos. And if you're enjoying this video, thank you for sticking with me. Go ahead and hit the like button and consider subscribing and joining me on my reseller journey. So those sold for $15. After $1.95 in fees, I was left with $13.05, bringing my total for the day to $147.77 for those 9 items. That brings me to Friday. On Friday, we had 4 sales. The first was these Clark's knee-high black boots, size 7, which I loved these boots. And if I could have fit them, I would keep them. They're just a classic boot, and they would be great like to wear with like sweater dresses or skirts in the winter with some nice tights. But they had been listed only about a week and a half, and they'd gotten lots of traction. But I know people are really gun shy about buying boots because of their calf, if they're not like wide calf. So I had several people ask me the circumference and the measurements, and then finally I got an offer for $38, and I took it. And after the $7.60 in fees, I was left with $30.40. And I believe I picked those up at the bins like a while ago, but I was pretty happy with that. Next up was this Lily Pulitzer long sleeve blouse, size extra large. It had been listed since December. This was part of my haul when I decided to list, see how long it was going to take me to list 500 items. and so that was one of the 500 items. So that, and by the way, it took like 5 weeks, 6 weeks to list 500 items with me working at it almost full time. Um, so it sold for $35, and after the $7 in fees, I was left with $28, and that was my blouse. So that's just pure profit. Next up was this American Eagle, these American Eagle sweatpants, size gray, and this I don't have it written down as one of Candace's consignment items. So I'll link her haul up above. But they sold for $9, and after the $1.46 in fees, I was left with $7.54. And then finally on Friday was this vintage Milano Design Group knit sweater. I just put it on auction because I picked it up and then I looked and then the comps weren't that good as I thought they would be in the store. And so I just put it on auction because I don't know. But anyway, it went for $3.75, and after the 49 cents in fees, I was left with $3.26, bringing my Friday total to $69.20 for those 4 items. Rounding out the week with Saturday, I had 12 sales on Saturday, so whoa, my biggest day of the week. So first up were these Hurley. Is that how you say it? Hurley board shorts, size 36 men's. These had been listed since November of 2019. So they sold for $14.20, and after the $1.85 in fees, I was left with $12.35, and those sold on eBay. Next up was the Stock and Amelia by Centis, like I don't know if it was a scrub top or just some type of like work top, but it sold on eBay as well. It had been listed since October, and it sold for $8. And after the $1.04 in fees, I was left with $6.96. And next up was this Adidas cropped hooded size extra large. Carly gave this to me when she was cleaning out her closet, and it had been listed since November. So it sold for $24 after the $4.80 in fees and the $2.46 shipping discount. I was left with $16.74. Next up was this J. Jill denim jean jacket. This sold on Poshmark for $14, and after the $2.95 in fees, I was left with $11.05. And then next was this Speedo Endurance Training Swimsuit size 8. It had been listed since July. It sold also on Poshmark for $14. After the $2.95 in fees and the $2.45 shipping discount, I was left with $8.59. Next up were these Stuart Weitzman clogs, and both the J. Jill and this swimsuit I'd gotten at the bins a while back. But the Stuart Weitzman clogs, they'd only been listed for a couple of weeks when I listed all those other shoes. That's just why I'm going to focus on shoes. I sell so many shoes. They sold for $30. I had them listed for like $50, and then she sent me like a $15 offer, and we kind of went back and forth, and we finally ended up at $30, which was a little lower than I wanted. I should have held out a little bit more, but they're kind of wool lined, like Sherpa wool lined, and I figured if I don't let them go, I might end up hanging on to them for a whole season. And I am reconfiguring my shoe inventory, so that would be easier to do with less shoes. So I was like, let me just let them go. So they sold for $30, and after the $6 in fees, I was left with $24. Next up is another item from Krista's consignment. It is this Kate Spade tablecloth that was new in the package. It sold for $18, and after the $3.60 in fees, I was left with $14.40. And my consignees do get 40% of the total after fees, and I keep the other 60%. Next up, and that had only been listed a couple of days. Next up was this Ann Taylor cardigan red sweater large. I love me a classic cardigan. It had been listed since September. And whenever I see these Ann Taylor cardigans, if I can get them for $1, I go ahead and get them because I'm able to flip them from anywhere between 15 to $20 typically, depending on the size. And, it's just a nice staple piece that people want but don't necessarily want to spend a lot of money on. So it sold for $15, and after the $3 in fees and the $2.46 shipping discount, I was left with $9.54. Next is a Mecari sale, and this item sold within an hour of me listing it. I received an offer. It was this Draper James plaid short sleeve, like flannel button down blouse. It had been listed on Poshmark since December. Yeah, it'd been listed on Poshmark since December. But then I cross-listed it to Mecari and then sold in like less than an hour. So this is why you need to cross-list. I tend to give it a few days or weeks to, depending on my schedule, to sell on Poshmark. So things are behind. I used to list everything on all the platforms at the same time, but I don't do that anymore. I list it on Poshmark, and then eventually it will make it over to the other two, Mecari and eBay, within a week or two, if it doesn't sell on Poshmark. And that is just because I just want to do it that way and see how test it out. And it kind of has been helpful because I don't have to go back and take things down off of all the platforms because it sells quickly on Mecari. But this didn't sell quickly on Mecari, and it didn't sell quickly on Poshmark, but it did on Mecari. So it sold for $18, and after the $2.62 in fees, I was left with $15.38. Next up on eBay was this Jamboree Girl Swim cover-up. This had been Jackie's cover-up a long, long time ago. It was a size 5, and it had been listed since June. It sold for $5, and after the 65 cents in fees, I was left with $4.35. And then last item of the week was this Nautica Girl sweater dress. It had been listed since November of 2019, and I had relisted it on the other platforms, but on eBay I put it as a $2 auction, and someone bought it for $2, won the auction, and after 26 cents in fees, I was left with $174 after 2 years of having it listed. But it's gone, and someone has it, and it's cute and adorable. Bringing my Saturday total to $131 for those 12 items. So my total for the week. So my goal is to sell $600 worth of merchandise profit, and all of these numbers are after fees. So I take out all the fees, and I want to make $600 a week without fees. And so this is the closest I have ever gotten to it. I hit $588.71. So almost, but not quite. I sold 41 items. The average sale price is $14.36. So my goal is to sell at least 20 items a week. And my average sale price goal right now is $15. So still a little shy of that. And the cost of goods for all 41 items was $27. So there's a definite jump from last week. Last week I only sold $479.43, so over $100 in improvement. So what did I do differently? Well, if you heard, I sent a lot of offers to likers. I tried to be really consistent with that. I participated in a couple of closet clear outs, but only on things that I'm really trying to move. But I'm just trying to list more and be active more. The more I list, the better my numbers are. So on Poshmark, I sold 24 items, eBay 15, and Mecari 2. In consignment, I sold $243 worth of merchandise. So of that $588.71, 243 of that came from consignment items, which is 34% of my overall total for the week. So I just kind of like to keep track of that to see how much taking on those consignment items is impacting me, my business. And like I said, the consignee I will only get to keep 60% of that 200 because I have to pay out the consignees with the other portion. So that is my week, and hopefully you were entertained while you were listing. You got a few listings up. You learned a little bit from me, and be sure to hit that like button and consider subscribing. And until next time, stay warm and be safe. Bye.